Hey people, it is Wednesday, September the 29th, and the time is 11:22 in the morning, and the temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. And I'm here in downtown Toronto. Just approaching Edward Street. Sorry, no worries. And right over here is a University Avenue. So I'll just walk north a little ways on University Avenue until I get to Gerrard Street. And then I'll be walking east along Gerrard Street through all of its downtown length. So that will be Gerrard Street starting from University and ending at the Don River, or I might go a little further, maybe to Broadview. So it'll be a downtown Gerrard Street walk. Gerrard Street does continue on eastwards for quite a ways beyond downtown. And I've done some other videos covering those portions of Gerrard Street. And as you can see, this old building is getting a do-over. A new tower is being added onto this old office building, and they're retaining the old building and building another tower on top of it, similar to what they did here. This was an old office tower at the bottom, and they reclad it and then added a residential tower on top. So it'll be a similar thing happening on this side, except I don't believe they're going to reclad this. I think they're going to leave this in its original state. So here we are north along University, and Gerrard Street is just the next street up ahead here. Or actually, my bad, is the one after this. Elm Street is coming up, and then Gerrard. There's a look east down Elm Street. And here we are. Here's where Gerrard Street ends at University Avenue, right in front of Mount Sinai Hospital. So now we'll begin our eastward walk. See the length of downtown Gerrard. So one last look. a good portion of the length of Gerrard, east of, say, Jarvis Street, is largely residential in nature, with old row houses and some apartment buildings. It's just a relatively short stretch here from University to Jarvis that is sort of built up and looks like downtown, really. Although technically downtown does extend all the way to the Don River, as I mentioned. There's the Aura condominium. We'll be walking directly past that. And as far as I can remember, I've never done a walk along the full length of the downtown portion of Gerrard. I've only done pieces of it here and there. Here's Elizabeth Street. It's looking south towards the financial district. And I have mentioned in another video, passing by this part of Gerrard, where this little block of old row houses was once the center of Toronto's beatnik community in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Before the hippie era came to be, there were the beatniks, and this was where they gathered in coffee houses and did whatever beatniks do. Played their bongos and read poetry and drank coffee. And I always thought it would be cool to find an old photograph of that block of row houses when it was the center of the beatnik community. And here's Bay Street. And here's the new rental apartment tower. Not a condominium. I believe it's called the Livermore. And I suppose that's a play on words. Livermore. And this is the artwork that came along with the building. Probably some of the more disturbing public art in the city. Oh, yeah, I was right. The Livermore. There is a new urban fresh market at the bottom floor of this, so that comes in handy for the residents. And it's a rather attractive building. It's not terribly high end, but the rents are still a bit out of what most people would consider to be affordable. Probably upwards of $2,000 a month for a one bedroom. And maybe more. Just walking past the Aura building now. And the famous Chelsea Hotel, formerly the Delta Chelsea. This is the largest hotel in the city in terms of the number of rooms. And here at the bottom floor of the Aura building, there is a new IKEA store going in. It'll be a smaller urban format style IKEA. I thought I heard it was supposed to be 66,000 square feet. I might be wrong on that. Whereas most of the big suburban IKEA stores are 200,000 square feet. And here we have Yonge Street. It's the heart of downtown Yonge. Uh-oh, we got a live one.
You're a fucking Denver! I took his fucking horse!
Luckily, he didn't seem to notice my camera. We're just passing by the northern boundary of Ryerson University. The southern boundary would be Dundas Street. There's the Ryerson Theater. And they recently renovated this old historic building here across the street with a new sort of modern addition, where they gutted the building and retained the facades. I think it's completely different on the inside now than it originally was. As you can see, there's a date on this building. 1871, the Ontario College of Pharmacy. I'm not sure if that's the date from when that building was originally constructed or not, or if just that's how long the College of Pharmacy has existed. And here's Church Street.
I'm like,
We're still walking past Ryerson University here on the south side of the street.
This one have no problem. It's on the street.
Oh, and that was a Mac's convenience store, but now I see it's vacant. It's unusual. Don't often see stores of that type going under. It's been there as long as I've lived in the neighborhood. And here's Mutual Street. And we're coming up to Jarvis. And I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention that this is the infamous Hooker Harvey's. I've mentioned that in many other videos. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing about that. Down Jarvis.
I can send you an e-transfer.
Here's where things take a sudden change and become quite low-rise and residential. I guess development pressures along this portion of Jarvis Street never really came to pass when the downtown was developing. Just to the north and south, Carlton Street and Dundas Street are much more built up as they head east out of downtown. And there's Allen Gardens. And this is also my neighborhood. I live literally just a couple minutes away from here. We have the Henry. One bedroom is currently available. It's a rather nice old apartment building. Rents are cheaper here east of Yonge than on the west side of downtown. East of Yonge still has a reputation as being seedy or sketchy, whatever word you want to use. And it's not totally undeserved, but I've lived in this neighborhood for over 10 years and I've never really had any real problem myself personally. Yeah, you see sketchy things, but it's never affected me in any way, really, other than feeling bad for people sometimes. Here's Sherbourne Street. I have had people yell things at me and things like that, but no one's ever actually come at me in any serious way, except a couple times when I was live streaming. But that didn't even happen in this area. Those incidents happened on the west side. There's one of a network of laneways that crisscross through the neighborhood. They can be interesting places to walk through. And I have done a video walking through them in the wintertime. Doggy daycare. And here's the neighborhood beer store, which is a very busy place, but as you can see, this will soon no longer be. Be replaced with a mid-rise residential building. See some of the nice old row houses. Most of these date from the 19th century. And we are in Cabbagetown now, officially, once we cross Sherbourne Street. Especially like this row here. Here's another nice old row. This one has yellow brick, which is not very common in the city, really. Most of Toronto is made up of red brick. And here we have the neighborhood branch of the Toronto Public Library. This is the closest branch to my apartment. Here's Parliament Street. It's like the main street of Cabbagetown. And maybe I'll cross to the other side.
But
I've never tried out this thrift store before. It's pretty big, kind of like a value village, which I do shop at sometimes. And this is a lot closer to my place than the closest value village, so it might warrant a visit sometime just to see what they have there. I do like to buy secondhand jeans and t-shirts and things like that. And there's an awesome view of the financial district skyline. That view was opened up when they tore down some of the old Regent Park apartment buildings, which formerly occupied that lot. Similar to these here, which will also be torn down in the near future. As a matter of fact, this is the last remaining parcel of the old original Regent Park buildings. The rest of the original housing project has been demolished and replaced with newer buildings, apartments and condos. I've done a walking tour through Regent Park in the past, through this old remaining part. At one time it was considered one of the worst, most violent neighborhoods in the city. And those days are largely behind it, but not completely, because things still do happen in the neighborhood, like shootings and other gang-related activity. Just last week, I believe, or maybe 2 weeks ago, a young man was shot and killed right near here, actually. And I think before that, maybe a week or two before that, another man was found dead lying on the street just up ahead, up by River Street. And actually, now that I think about it, the young man that was shot and killed here a couple weeks ago was not even connected to gangs or involved in any gang activity. And people don't know why he was shot, but some people think that it could have been a gang initiation, where gang members go into a neighborhood that they consider to be a rival neighborhood, their ops, as they say, and then look for the first person they see in the neighborhood and they shoot that person. As insane as that sounds, that has happened on several occasions around the city, in other neighborhoods. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but it is a possible explanation. Here's a beautiful old row house and a nice little commercial building there. So I'm walking on the Cabbagetown side of Gerrard Street right now. And on the north side and on the south side would be the Regent Park side of the street. Cabbagetown is a beautiful neighborhood. It's particularly fun to walk through around Halloween because they really go over the top in this neighborhood with Halloween decorations. And I do have a video from a past Halloween where I walked around through the area, and it was really something to see. Maybe I'll do it again this upcoming Halloween. Here's River Street. This is quite the busy intersection. A lot of traffic here coming off of Bayview Avenue. And the Don Valley Parkway is also just a stone's throw away. And there you can see some of the new developments at Regent Park that are replacing the old buildings. We are about to cross over the Don Valley. So this is where you officially leave downtown. There's Bayview Avenue down there. There's the Don River and the Don Valley Parkway. And you might recognize that building if you were a fan of the sci-fi show Orphan Black. In reality, it's the Bridgepoint Health Center. So let's wrap up the video over here in front of the old Don Jail, which is now part of this Bridgepoint complex. We can also get some good skyline views. So Gerrard Street does continue east for quite a long ways. As I mentioned, just up ahead is East Chinatown at Broadview Avenue. And then if you keep going, you'll eventually pass through Little India, which ends at Coxwell and Gerrard. There's another shot without a fence of the skyline. A fence-free shot. That's hard to say. Fortunately, you can't see the financial district because of these apartment buildings. But we got an awesome shot of that earlier. And there's the beautiful old Don Jail, even if at one time it was the site of many a horrific situation, including, I think, the last hanging before Canada abolished the death penalty. I think the last execution by hanging took place here at the Don Jail. So I hope you enjoyed the walk along the downtown portion of Gerrard Street, which begins at University Avenue in the west and ends at the Don River here in the east, with a little bit of an extra journey here just to look at this beautiful old former jail. And that's a lot of pigeons. I'm not sure what spooked them. Maybe a car driving by. So if you enjoyed this, leave a comment below and like and share and subscribe. Let's see if they all come back and land back down in front of them again. Don't poop on me. Holy jeez. And there they all go. So yeah, as I was saying, like, share, subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.